Hi everyone. Hello, good morning to most of you and good evening to the rest of you. Um I must confess, and I know it's horrible. It was kind of my fault, but it also wasn't my fault. I was spoiled. I saw the fucking cover art. And I saw the cover art, I saw it on Friday because you animals cannot help tagging me in this shit. I can't even go into my Twitter mentions or my Twitter like notifs or anything. Stop tagging me in that stuff. Yeah. Thank you for the sub. Sorry, by the way, for some reason my sound is going through my speaker, so you're going to hear it twice. Just people. They just tag me in this shit, and it's even in my Twitter bio. Don't send me any pages. It's always the cover art. Always the cover art. Stop it. It's part of the experience. But however, what also I did see was all the arguments. All the arguments around this goddamn cover page, which is insane. Because there were arguments about people trying to once more, they're trying to one-to-one the characters, and you guys know I do not think they're supposed to one-to-one each other. I just believe they parallel each other as the wings. And I believe there is supposed to be a combination there. As always, I always still believe that, which is just insane. But, I saw the arguments. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I saw the arguments because I saw people trying to for those who don't know, the cover art has Luffy on one side. I'm cracking the fuck up. I've had 2 cups of coffee, this much of coffee, so I'm kind of shaking right now. Zoro's on one side, Sanji's on the other side, and then Luffy's in the middle. And Zoro's at the bottom of the page, Sanji's at the top of the page, and then Rayleigh's above Zoro, and then Gaban's below Sanji, and in the middle is Roger. But behind Luffy is Nami, and she kind of covers the whole page. But she covers mainly Rayleigh. So it was a fucking back and forth of people saying, no, Zoro shares the parallel with Nami. No, but Sanji shares the parallel with Nami because Gaban's navigator. Oh, but Nami's mainly covering Rayleigh. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, she's there because she makes the composition look good. Oh, and Roger as well. Well, apparently she's also paralleling Roger. Guys, she makes the page look good. The composition looks good because she's there. Like... it's not that deep. This is why I will never use color spreads for any kind of arguments, because I remember asking once, have any color spread theories ever come true? And I think there was one really like stretched reached one, which was like Blackbeard with an ace card that was like burned or some shit. I think that was the only one. There are no color spreads that prove fucking anything. And last time people tried to use color spreads for anything, guess what they tried to like theorize? That Zoro killed Kaido. So it's like, it writes itself at this point. Guys, you have got to stop looking at the color spreads as anything factual. On a good day, it's Oda maybe trying something. But on a wacky day, he just wants to draw shit. Like... It's not gonna do anything, man. He's just having fun drawing his color spreads. Wait, yeah, Nami kills Kaido. That's what this means. Exactly. It means, oh, fuck. It's insane because, like, a lot of people were saying, oh, and you said Zoro didn't parallel Rayleigh. I do think Zoro parallels Rayleigh. I just don't think Zoro is Rayleigh the way a lot of people think he is, which is why it's super bizarre to me. I think all the wings are supposed to resemble each other. That's the point. They parallel each other as wings, not because they're the same fucking character. It's a whole, all the arguments I saw, the Nami shit was just absolutely insane. Because Nami being there threw so many people out of whack, and I cannot get over how many things I saw of, oh, Nami shares a parallel with Zoro and Rayleigh. No, Nami shares a parallel with Sanji and Gaban. No, Nami is Goldie Roger. It's just gone insane. But of course, look guys, here's the tea, and here's the tea, right? Here's the tea, and it's scalding and it's hot. The reason so many people are super, super, super desperate for that one-to-one parallel with Rayleigh and Zoro, like one-to-one, I'm saying, not he doesn't parallel him, I'm saying they just want it to be Rayleigh and Zoro, is because... Sorry, my speaker, is because they really want Zoro to get that first mate title. That's why, even though Oda has shown us roll does not equal wings in any way. Gabon was a navigator. And he was a wing of Roger. Rolls do not mean shit for who the wings are. Like, we gotta give it up. We have gotta give it up, guys. Come on. Zoro's not gonna become the first mate just because he, like, parallels Rayleigh. It's not happening. Roles don't mean anything for what the wings are. At all. They're just the wings. That's all they're supposed to be, like, for that spread. For the spread that I'm about to bring up. I just have to say that because the arguments that I saw they went nuts. They went absolutely nuts. Like, they were going insane. And as always, I'm not saying Zoro's not the first mate because I don't respect him. I have a lot of respect for him. I do. He's not even real and I respect him. It's just because that's not what he is. It's just that's not what he is, and I don't understand why that's such a problem. I'm genuinely going to be making up why there are no first mates in the Straw Hat video. I'm serious, because this is driving me absolutely insane these days. It's driving me nuts, and there you go. There it is. You can't really see it because of my camera. What if I turn the brightness down? Will that do anything? Oh, it kind of does. Kinda. There you go. And people went nuts. What I do really like is Sanji in pink. I really like Sanji in pink. Also, Rayleigh is so attractive. It's just, it's super clear to me that what Oda did is he wanted to chick. That's what he was doing. Do you understand? Like, Nami's not there because she knows the One Piece or some shit. It's because it's composition, guys. Like, this is just art. It's that simple. It's just insane. Thank you for the sub. Once again, sorry you can hear it through my speaker. In fact, I'm going to turn that down. Bing. I love Sexy Old Man. Little Robin and Frankie look really good. Yeah, they got really overshadowed, didn't they? Because everyone was arguing and arguing and arguing. I do really like Luffy's pink shirt. And all their goggles. Why are they all in goggles? Goggles, and glasses. I was actually going to say I really like what Oda's done with Gabon and Rayleigh because I like that they both wear glasses. And that sounds ridiculous, I know, but something I really like about Zoro and Sanji is how they complement each other, because they complement each other even with which eye is visible, right? Like, it's always they literally have made sure they can still glare at each other in the eye if they butt heads, and I think that is so beautiful. And I feel the same has been done with Rayleigh and Gabon, where one has glasses and the other one has, like, dark shades. Like, they're complementing each other, right? I think that's awesome. Gee, why does the pink Sanji fan go like Sanji wearing pink? That's such a good question. I think we really need to get our best research team on this. Sanji looks great in all colors, but I love him in pink. I love him in pink. Now, I didn't really get the best look at this because I was really trying hard not to look, but Nami looks really good. Guys, oh my god. Wait, she covers all of them. So does this mean Nami actually has the power of Rayleigh, Roger, and Gabon? No. She's just that powerful. Oh my god. Also, the feet being out is fucking devious, Oda. That is devious. Put Nami's grippers away. That is devious. He said, Quentin, that's for you. He said, Tarantino, that's for you, buddy. I know you're reading this. That one's for you. You guys know that, right? You guys know that's my theory. That Oda likes Quentin Tarantino and Quentin Tarantino films. And because Tarantino has the most obvious foot fetish in the world, that's why there's so much feet in One Piece. Because he's trying to like appeal to Mr. Tarantino himself. Take a closer look at Luffy's armband. There is now a theory that it connects to who his mother is. The armband that says One Piece? Why? I'm so serious. I need people to. I'm so serious. I really need people to stop using color spreads for theories. They've never come true. They've never come true. This time. I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I'm going nuts. Also, I like that they all have a pink band-aid on them. Sanji's got a pink band-aid on his big fat forehead. Luffy's got one on his leg, and Zoro's got one under his eye. Literally, like, they're just cute. They're all matching. Dragon laid an egg, I believe it. Luffy's mum is the darn only mum he needs. When Otis said I'll reveal Luffy's mum, I genuinely do think he meant Dadan. Like, that's not crazy to think. I seriously think he meant Dadan. Because that was before Dadan was introduced. I honestly do think he meant Dadan. But maybe I'm just too woke, I don't know. Maybe I just like Dadan too much. Sorry, I really like this color spread, it's super cute. Aside from all the fights this caused, which was just, again, insane, I do really like this color spread. It is super, super cute. And also Rayleigh's on it, and Rayleigh's really sexy, so, you know. Yeah, it's only for shit that's already in the story. Because the reason people thought Zoro would kill Kaido is because he was eating out of a bowl that had a blue dragon on it. And I was like, how the fuck did we get from Zoro slurping up some schnoodles with a drag on it to he's killing that guy? Because he's eating noodles? If anything, that means he's fucking gobbling Kaido down. Like, what does that mean? That means he's gonna give Kaido the fucking sloppy slurp. That doesn't mean he's gonna kill him. I never understood that. That was it. He was gonna kill him. He's slurping Kaido up. That doesn't mean anything. He's gonna... To be fair, Kaido did vor Luffy, but then Luffy got out of him. That's a crazy thing to say. That's what I thought. Is that Nika in Gabon's glasses? I think it's just Luffy, because Luffy's doing the Nika pose. I think he's looking up at him. Rayleigh could... Why is he... like... Okay, there's something I hate about this fucking color spread. Why is Rayleigh looking me right in the eye? I don't really fuck with that. It's making me blush. Oh my god. Don't look at me. Oh my god, don't look at me with lust. Don't look at me. No, it's... You can't... You... Oh my god, he's so white. That's fucking me up. Right in the eye is devious. That's devious. Why is he the only one on the whole page? Because Nami's looking at Luffy. And Zoro and Sanji are looking at each other. Gay. And what is Gabon looking at? Luffy, I suppose. Right in the eye. Also, the he laughed page. Yeah. His eyes moved, I swear. He's like the Mona Lisa. His eyes follow you. Wow. Alright, sorry, let's actually read. I just had to get that out of the way because that color spread has been driving people nuts. And I remember laughing my ass off at, like, people saying Nami's, like, paralleling every single person on this page. The fights are just insane. And it's like, guys, I don't think it's that serious. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to fight about this. Like, it's not that crazy, I promise. Anyway. Wow. It is such a nice page though. And Luffy in all pink. Mwah. The pink gloves, the pink shirt, the pink shorts. Oh yeah. The pink jorts, I should say. Yeah. Pink denim. That's my king. Now that's the pirate king. That fucks severely. What we should really be paying attention to is Sanji and Zoro glaring at each other. That's what we should really be paying attention to. They're across the page. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. And the pink, yeah, this was made for me, I think. I think this was made for me. It's beautiful. Oh, and he's got a little, like, squirrel badge. What badges does Zoro have? He's got a skull that says 6 on it. Now, wait. There might be something to this color spread theory thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A skull with 6. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Because wait, there might be something to this. This is a joke. I don't actually think so. What does that say? Jones? Is there a patch that says Jones on him? I love his little necklace as well. I really want Zoro to wear more jewelry. He needs to wear like rings and necklaces more. I really like them. Why are his swords on his back as well? Oh god, Mihawk fucking fanboy. And a belt buckle on his thigh? Who dressed him? I say that, but Otis said the characters that like dress up Zoro and Luffy are, what was it, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, wasn't it? Isn't that who he said dresses them up? Who the fuck gave him the thigh belt buckle? Because it wasn't him. There's no way he put that on himself. There were 3 characters. Sorry, squeaky squeaky. Sanji, Usopp, Nami. You got lost. Anyway, I'm wearing goggles again. Oh, can I say it, guys? I'm sorry. I'll read it soon. I'll read soon. I love Zoro in goggles because he looks so delightfully goofy. He looks so silly in such a delightful way, like a goober, you know? I really liked that. When he wore his goggles in Skypiea, I thought he was adorable. And then he got his goggles in Elbaf and I went, yippee! And some people really didn't like them. I thought they rocked because I thought he looked so cute. He looks so cute with his goggles. I love when he wears goggles. I think it's so cute. I think Zoro's cute. I think he's quite a cute guy. He just tries not to be, you know? And again, some people think that's weird, but it's like he is. He's just kind of a goofy goober. I think he's cute. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, now we're actually reading the chapter. I don't know anything that happens in the chapter, by the way. I just saw the fights over this fucking color spread. Nice to know Nami's gonna become Luffy's first mate. She's currently Luffy's navigator and she will become king of the pirates. That's all I'll say about that. Let's move on. Alright. How many pages is this? 19! Ooh. Hooah. Okay. And kill Kaido, sorry. Chapter 1156, Idols. I have a feeling Shanks might be in this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Back in this time, a group of idols roamed the seas. Okay, maybe not. I already got it wrong. We're under attack by pirates. Why aren't you men fighting back? You're useless. They stole everything we have, and the menfolk were no help at all. They're too tough. You didn't even try to fight. How are we going to make a living now? Now, hang on. Even the Navy had trouble dealing with them. They were known as the Kuja Pirates, a band of warriors from the exotic country of women. I was about to say, okay, so Boa is more powerful simply because Boa also infatuates women. Because these women are saying, oh my god, just the men. Boa also gets women. Therefore, Boa is more powerful. I just want to throw that out there. These pirates were strong and beautiful and shunned the presence of men. I am so sick and tired of looking like this all the time. If only I could strip away this beauty of mine. Eek, Lady Gloriosa, you're a goddess. She's so adorably devious. I love her. Well, now I know where Boa gets it from. I feel my brain being bathed in light. Oh, asking for permission to have a heart attack. Okay, so she does get women, but it's the Kuja tribe, which makes sense because they'd probably all be gay for each other. Empress of the Amazon League, captain of the Kuja pirates, boys? Gloriosa, future Grandma Nyan, and the poses as well. I love all these empresses. God, was Shaki like this as well? I have to know. Like, was she like this as well? The poses are just amazing. Because, you know, she looks so far down on you, she looks up. Fuck, that's one of my favorite bits, by the way. One of my absolute favorite bits in all of One Piece. Boa's, she looks so far down that she looks up. Oh, Chitama! Lady Gloriosa! Lady Gloriosa, look at all your fan letters. Tritoma, what is that enormous pile back there? Those are all for Lady Shaki. There's 100 times more over there. Tritoma, Amazon Lily Empress 2 generations later. Ooh, it's preposterous. I'm the captain of this crew. Eek, she's like an icy jewel of fury. Yes, the true star of the times who outshone even Gloriosa's beauty was her first mate, Shakuyaku. Isn't that Shaki? Enemy ship approaching, Captain. What? Isn't that ahem? Is this thing on? Roger speaking. This is Roger. Don't bother resisting Kuja pirates. It's the Roger pirates. So is this how Rayleigh and Shaki met? If that's her first mate. Where the fuck is she? Oh my god, young Roger. Oh, okay. Today, once and for all, you're finally going to hand over your first mate, Shakuyaku. Why do they want her so bad? Why haven't you learned your lesson already, Roger? You already have my affections to return. Oh yeah, Roger got bitches. Of course he got bitches. I'm one of them. Seize her. Who are you expecting to seize? Oh, Lady Shakuyaku. Someone once said that her every move and gesture embodied pure seduction. There she is. It's Shaki. That's... Is she wait, flowers, please take my flowers. No, not his, except my gift of flowers, Shaki. In her presence, flowers wilted and crumbled. Birds forgot how to sing, and people erupted into fighting. Don't touch Shaki. Oh, Gaban. When she calls my name, I lose all strength. It's been a while, Roger. What did you do to Gaban? Damn it, I love you, Shakuyaku. I love you too, Roger. In the face of such beauty, the mighty made fools of themselves. Is she lighting a cigarette? Guys, can I say it? Oh, can I say it? Please, can I say it? It's like Sanji. I'm sorry, I'm sick, I'm ill and I'm sick. That's a Sanji pose. That's a Sanji pose! With the legs and the lighting, the cigarette, come on, man. It's... I'm sick of this. Yeah. Oh, I'm sick of this. I'm sorry, but it is. Thank you for the sub. The brain rot. Also, Roger was not susceptible to women. So he's not like Luffy. Sorry, Roger is susceptible to women, so he's not like Luffy. It's the exact same pose. The pose and the lighting the cigarette, even with the... Are we serious? Are we serious? Oda, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? This is pissing me off. So what, was Rayleigh not affected by Shaki? But I will belong to no one. Oh god. But I... Like, her... Yeah. I don't know what to do. Oh my god. Seeing Roger and Shaki like young like this is fucking me up. I'm very attracted to Roger. Thank you for the sub, by the way. I'm very attracted to Roger, so I'm trying not to burst right now. But it's hard. It's hard. All these beautiful women and you think of a man. Sanji is a beautiful woman to me. Oh my god, I feel sick. So Shaki wasn't her own... She was the first mate, was she? Pull all the treasure out of your hold. My soul is being taken to heaven. I feel for you, Ray. Yeah, it's a bunch of idiots over here. Oh, hang on. Don't you understand the honor of being loved by me, Roger? Move it, Gloriosa. I can't see Shaki. So Rayleigh wasn't... Okay. He's like scared of her though. I'm glad though he was scared of her. That's exactly what I need. That's exactly what I need. I needed him to be scared of her and he was. Good. Good. Zoro coded to have a woman winking at him? Yeah, I suppose so. He wasn't quite interested, was he? But of course, that's the thing. Luffy would do that too. Right? Zoro did not blush in Wano. Where are you getting that from? We've talked about this. That is a Zoro face, yeah. But of course, Roger being susceptible to it. Now's my chance. Empresses fall for men who don't like them. Well, just men that don't immediately swoon for their looks, which, fair enough. Like, that's fair enough. I was about to say, though, if Shaki... Oh my god. Okay, we'll move on. What I will say is Rayleigh's not a dickhead. So thank God for that. No, it's not men who don't idolize them. It's literally men who are not falling for them on a superficial level. That's why it was so important for Boa to like Hancock liking Luffy. Because Luffy literally just saw her as she was. And again, that's understandable to fall for that. Because it's like, oh, they're not just being like blinded appearance-wise. Right? Because what if you do get older, as we all do, and then your looks begin to fade? What will happen to you with your partner if they only like your appearance? There's no question as to why these empresses like men who do not fall for their appearances first. Like, it makes sense. It just makes sense. That's literally... What does Oda mean by this? Why is she doing a Sanji pose with the cigarette? What does he mean by this? I was joking. I was joking. I was joking. I was joking when I was like, haha, what if Shaki's like Sanji? I was joking, man. Oh my god. Once Sanji learns a Death Wink move, it's fucking over. Guys, it's so over. If Sanji ever learns a Death Wink, it's over. It is so over. I can't. Oh god. Anyway. Lady Gloriosa, it's the Navy. Hurry, pack up the goods. Don't leave a single crumb of bread. Yes, ma'am. Hey, at least leave us some food. It's Roger and the Kuja. Make sure to snap some pics. We can sell those. Ew. Knock it off. We gotta get moving. Prepare to take a look, Roger. That's Garp ship. Oh, boo! Oh my god, that was... Boo! It's what? Disregard that order. Listen up, boys. Flatten him all. Pirate Goldie Roger, future king and father of Ace. Future pirate king and father of Ace. Navy HQ Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp, future Navy hero and grandfather of Luffy. I like how it's grandfather of Luffy and not father of Dragon. It was like someone's more important here. And it's Luffy. Boo. Oh my god. I was having a really good time. I was having a really good time as well. And then he had to pop up. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Yuck. I don't want to see this. Meteor Fist, here it comes. Rampaging Spirit. He had a move called Rampaging Spirit. It just had to be Garp ship. Garp Roger. Roger, Garp, and Rocks, men whose tales were spread as legends in the great age of pirates, first clashed here in their hot-blooded youth. Huh? Lady Gloriosa. Oh, did she get... Yeah, she got love sickness for Roger. The Kuja, meanwhile, were tremendously popular and an indispensable part of the story of this era. Get a grip, sister. My chest feels tight. Oh, they're so gorgeous. These untouchable idols were the desire of all the salty dogs of the sea, and their bounty posters were traded for considerable sums. Hidden cameras and pursuers were an everyday problem for them. Yuck, that's gross to me. Later, when Shakuyaku took the mantle of Empress, her popularity reached heights never before seen. Okay. Interesting that we got a lot about Shaki there. I honestly wasn't expecting to learn more about her. Sorry, it's so squeaky. I don't like, what did it say? Hidden cameras? Yeah, no. Hidden cameras are fucked. I don't like that. Like, that's just yucky. But, also, hidden cameras. Oda, I think you meant hidden den mushies. Thank you very much. Den mushies. Wait, no, Peak. The reason Rayleigh wasn't interested in Shaki is because Roger was still alive. Wait, you're onto something. You are onto something. If he married Shaki after Roger died, he probably did, right? Oh, I'm telling you. You're onto something. Wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait, you got it. No, I love that interpretation. Anyway, sorry, let's keep going. Wow, that was a lot of info. Sorry, we'll talk about that later. Ida's by Elbaf. The boat capsized and Loki was drowning. To be honest, we weren't even sure if we should save him or not. That's how bad his behavior has been while you were gone. We weren't sure if we should save him or not. That is fucked up. He's a child. I appreciate that. Thank you for saving him. Hang in there, Loki. What do you mean you weren't sure? Oh, thank you, Ida. I knew you were a real one. Save the boy. What if Loki had died out there? Listen, Ida, it was Loki's decision to go out to sea. So what? If you abandon Loki, I'll drown you 100 times. She's a fucking real one. I said I knew Harold was like neglectful in that way. Oh, it was his choice. And you help him if he's made a choice like that. What the hell are you talking about? She did care about him. Oh my god, why wasn't Ida looking after Loki? That is so messed up that she wasn't the one looking after him. Oh, I didn't ask for help. There, you see? That's the attitude he takes. Oh, he makes me so furious. He's lost his mum and his dad is too busy to stay home. Loki's just lonely. That's all. Shut up, you hag. You want to live with us? No way. Oh, she was a real one. Oh, she was such a real one. She was the only one who could see Loki's issues. Oh my god. You just want to pretend to be my mum and live in the castle, Ida. You just want all the money. Shut up, Loki. Apologize to her, Loki. You crossed the line. You have no idea what Ida's been through. You kids are too sweet. You're being too soft on him, Ida. Oh. My god, this is so messed up. I hate the way Loki talks to you, Ida. It's not fair. Hey, the little girl she's talking to is the current tavern owner. Oh, are you crying for me, Mato? This world's too good for me. I'm sick of this country already. Everyone's so weak and wimpy and trashy. I want to be free, like Rox. Yeah. From that point on, every time Rox came to invite Harold to join him, Loki begged and pleaded to join his pirate ship but never got his way. I'm finally leaving, aren't you relieved? To tell the truth, I hate all of you too. So Loki was... Okay, hang on. We'll get back to that. Several months after the takeover of Pirate Island by the Rox Pirates... Hey, who are you? I want to join the Rox Pirates. Yahaha, sure, everybody wants to do that, but you'll never even meet him. The Rox Pirates are the all-stars of evil on this sea. See that fish-shaped rock up there? Apparently that's where they hang out. You wanna meet him? Go on. Axes on their coat. Big axe. But the farther inland you go, the crazier the folks get. Good luck trying to get there, gyahaha. I'll give you a little push. Go easy on him. Do I know this guy? Mobster cure. Do we know this guy? Do we know this guy? Have we seen him before? Is he new? Is he new? Do I know this man? Ah, it's him, Kyo the Hitman. Shiki's rival? What's Shiki's rival doing here? I don't care about that. The powerful figures drawn to rocks brought in other mighty types in their wake. Stay back or he'll kill you. Huh? Future Silver Axe? I don't know who the fuck that is. There, how about that view? Take in the sights. I think opening these holes was the right idea, don't you agree? Young Big Mom! To sum it all, there's 2 devil fruits out there that I want. One of them is most likely found in Elbaf, and its power will only be truly unlocked if Harold eats it. After that, you want to find Galela, right? I only know of them as a legend. I've got my information network on the hunt, but there's no hint of a band of frozen giants anywhere. If they exist, they're corpses. Linlin's partner. What a bum. Good point, they ain't coming back to life. Shut up, we're talking about dreams here. Oh, little Kaido. Plus, even if they were to somehow be brought back, they have no reason to listen to you. Catfish Fishman. Barbell? And that's why I need the power of Harold, King of Elbaf. Can't you just suppress them with sheer strength? Same thing for Harold, just crush him and make him obey you. Very Kaido of him. Don't ever say that to me again. Knock it off. Bastard, you too, Kaido, calm down. We just got this island, you want to smash it to pieces. This crew is bound to fall apart sooner or later. Yeah, so why don't we earn a little more before it happens? Take it easy, new kid. Harold's my pal. You say that nonsense again and I'll get rid of you first, Kaido. Alright. Big Mom's huge. She's huge. Listen up, folks. Where's Kaido? Oh, he's on the ground. Listen up, folks. Elbaf is the key to taking down the Holy Land. If you don't trust me on that, get lost. It's up to you whether or not you want to follow me on the fateful day of our mission. But if you've got the stones for it, then stick around with me for a bit. I'll show you the peak of the world. And we have a break next week, don't we? Okay. So first off, interesting that we got that much on Shaki. And I will say this. My crackpot theory of Tritoma being pre-transition crocodile is still up there. I'm still gunning for it. Because this just tells me she was there, she was part of it. Where did she go? I'm still sticking to my crackpot theory. Do you guys not know my crackpot theory? My crackpot theory is Crocodile is the former Empress Tritoma. And he transitioned and he wasn't allowed in Amazon Lily anymore. That's my crackpot theory. It does work in terms of timeline. They said she died of love sickness, but what if the love sickness was loving being a man? Right? And also, Gloriosa didn't die, did she? She was here. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Also, I say this respectfully, I don't use visual appearances as much unless it's confirmed because as always, Oda has a bit of a same face syndrome. So I don't tend to use visual appearance as much because unless we know, everyone can kind of look related. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it for now because Crocodile has such an affiliation with animals, and so does Amazon Lily. Bro can only draw so many faces, right? I'm sticking to it. Mark my words, mark my word. Like I said, it's a crackpot theory. This is like Croco Mum to me. It's crackpot. Like, I'm not saying, I'm like, this is true. For now, I'm like, well, it's in the back of my head. And if it's true, I will jump for joy. But even I don't fully believe it. Like, even I don't fully believe it. Shuggy had more indication, to be fair. Oh, people have been saying Shaki and Rayleigh's son is Mihawk for eons. I just don't think they had a child because their child was Hachi. They literally raised Hachi. Hachi was their kid, which is adorable. Like every time people say Mihawk, Mihawk, I'm like, Hachi was their baby. They found Hachi as a child and raised him. And a lot of people forget about that. We can invest $1 or $2. But see, you say Crocodile is 46, but Oda can easily just change that. Like, when it comes to, like, age, you know what I mean, of a character, nowhere in the story does it say Crocodile's age. So he can easily change that. I believe Crocodile's age comes from Vivre cards. So it's very easy for him to just not care about that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not stretching it. Oh. Oh, hang on.
Mel. Rocks was the equivalent of dragon back in the day. Prove me wrong. It genuinely comes off like his only true goal is to take down the world nobles and Marie Joys and nothing else. And he even has a giant catfishman that uses fire.
Did Doffy show up? I'm so sorry. If Doffy didn't show up, can my my mods please? Hang on, I gotta pull up my donation page. Give me a sec. Let me pull up my donation page and read that through and give you my thoughts. Hang on. Give me a hot second. And I promise I'll get back to you. But yeah, guys, if it's not in the manga, Oda can do whatever he wants. He's even said this before. Like he said if unless it's in the manga, then whatever. Which is why it's not super crazy to say any of this. Hang on, give me a sec. Oh, good lord. I'll get back. I promise I'll read that soon. I just have to actually log into my thing and see my tip history. I apologize. Doffy didn't show up. Did someone give it back? Oh, my mod's here. Oh my god. I'm sorry, everybody. For some reason, only Zoro works when this happens. I'll give the Doffy back later. Yeah, I did just finish the chapter. So, well, the reason she's part of this is because she's part of Rox's crew. But you know what else this is proving to me? That, because I was thinking about this for a while. This is also proving to me, and I think someone said this to me and I agree with them, that a first mate is an old pirate thing. Like, it's an old generation thing, because there are not at all many first mates in, the new generation. Like, barely. So, Gloriosa having a first... No, Kid Pirates doesn't have a first mate. Killer's the fighter. Oh god, I did it again. Killer being the first mate is a myth. That's not true. People just decided to call him that, and I think the Vivre card called him that, and the Vivre cards aren't true. This is why I have such fucking beef with the goddamn Vivre cards, because they literally will say the wrong thing, and then that sticks to the, like, the community forever. Killer is never called the first mate. He's called Kid's fighter. That's why it really, really, really frustrates me when I see that shit. Because it's like, no, you need to be using the manga for your sources. Specifically. Alright, let me read this tip. Mel. Rox was the equivalent of dragon back in the day. Prove me wrong. It generally comes off like his only true goal is to take down the world nobles and Mary Joie and nothing else. And he even has a giant cat fishman that uses fire. It's interesting because I'm not sure if Rox is trying to save anyone. Because what Dragon is doing is he's trying to help people. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon did see Rox's goal. Because I believe that Dragon was at God Valley as a Marine. I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon saw what was happening at God Valley, saw Rox and Rox's want to take on the Holy Lands, and thought, you know what, maybe he does kind of have the right idea. I don't think it's for the same reasons. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rox was one of the things that pushed Dragon to leave the Marines. Which is why when hang on, that spread that people reference as designating first mates represents the first ones to join each crew in my mind. Already that's not true because Katakuri's on that spread. And Summer is on that spread. Sorry, I just had to call that bullshit out. I'm so sorry, but it's bullshit. Anyway, we'll continue on. And Shiryu. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. That's bullshit. You forgot. That's okay. But think about things. You can be someone's partner, but that doesn't mean you're someone's first mate. Sorry. Anyways, I do like that Shaki and Rayleigh were first mates of their respective crews. And they got together. I think that's fucking awesome. But what does Oda mean by this? What does Oda mean by this? Why does she have the same stance as Sanji? I can't with this shit. Anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if if Dragon saw Rox and if Dragon saw Rox and that pushed him to leave the Marines, because he said, I was in the Marines, I didn't see shit. I didn't see shit. Like justice. I didn't see any justice. They're losers. And then he started the revolution. But I think we know the push to make the Revolutionary Army was O'Hara. That's what really pushed him, and that's what made him go, no, we can't just stand by anymore. We have to create this army. Because I'm pretty sure that's what Egghead showed us. It was O'Hara being destroyed. Because even Dragon was pretty close to Clover. And it really pissed him off. Yeah, and also Dragon would have seen the human hunt that they were doing in God Valley. So think about it. You see, Dragon sees the human hunt in God Valley. He thinks, what the fuck am I meant to do to stop this? I'm literally part of the Marines and I'm part of the problem. And then you see someone like Rox. This is why when it comes to God Valley and when it comes to Rox and Garp and Roger had to work together to take down Rox, I don't believe that is the full truth. I think something has happened. I think something happened to Rox, could have possibly been Imu related, and they had to take down Rox, who was maybe possessed. I just do not believe that Rox was just, like, fucking it up on God Valley for whatever fucking reason. Because we know now that Rox's goal isn't to just fucking kill people. His goal is to take on the Holy Land. So why in the world would he be going on God Valley and fighting Roger's pussy off? Why would he be doing that? Right? Because I do believe that Roger and Rox had a good relationship. And the fact that Rox says Harold is his pal, Rox is clearly not a purely evil man. You know what I mean? Rox, like, I kept saying this. So many people kept pushing Rox as evil, evil, evil. I do not believe that's the case. I do not believe Rox was ever an evil, super evil man. Rox clearly does not play dirty. And we can see he doesn't play dirty because he's saying, no, I'm not using these fucking tactics to fuck up Elbaf and fuck up my friend Harold just to get something from him. He's clearly not someone who plays dirty. And this is further pushing, in my opinion, my theory that Blackbeard thought Rox wasn't enough. That Blackbeard, as Rox's son, thought Rox didn't do enough. Thought Rox wasn't, like, dastardly enough to be able to get what he wanted. I honestly thought that the difference between Rox and Blackbeard is Rox actually had a conscience. A conscience. A conch. Rox actually had a conscience and actually did like people. Because here's the thing, Blackbeard will openly say, I don't have to care about you. I don't have to care about you, and I don't have to like you. We just have to have the same goal. But here's the thing about Rox. While his crew is a bit of a mismatch, I do think Rox cares about them. And I like the same way Rox cares about Harold. I think people are putting on this idea on Rox that Rox is just evil, when I'm seeing the opposite right now. I'm seeing that Rox will not play dirty. I do not believe Rox would play dirty. I think Rox, like, has a good heart. But people think he doesn't because we're like, oh, he's Blackbeard's father. But we've seen that blood relation doesn't mean everything for personality. Think of Sanji and his dad, for fuck's sake. Like, think of Sanji and his blood father. There's fucking nothing alike there. They're totally different people. I do not think... Oh.
Seriously, this'll be the latest brainworm I have. It makes so much sense. If Rox is evil, then Dragon took the good of him and his goal. If he was actually good, then it strengthens Dragon's motivations. It drew attention to Roger, Rox, Garp.
What are you saying? Sorry? If Rox is evil, then Dragon took the good of him and his goal. But I think Dragon can do that without Rox being evil. You know what I mean? Because Rox, the issue is Rox isn't like, he's a bit of a wild card, I think. But I think Dragon can do that without Rox being evil. And someone said, oh, but Rox attacked Loki at least 2 times. Now here's the thing. So many people say, oh, but Rox stabbed Loki. Rox did this to Loki. We have just seen that Loki tried to swim out to sea because of Rox, probably to find Rox, and that nearly killed him. And people were even hesitant to save him. I had the belief what Rox did was because Loki wouldn't stop following him, because Loki was really inspired by Rox. We are now being told that Rox thinks Harold is his pal. So if you're pals with someone and your kid is almost killing, and their kid is nearly killing themselves all the time because they admire you so much and they're trying to go out to get you, wouldn't you do anything possible to stop that kid from being in harm's way? I thought all this time that Rox wasn't just fucking beating up Loki for the sake of it. He's doing that because he's trying to get Loki to stop admiring him. He's trying to get Loki on his bad side because Loki's literally almost killing himself trying to get to him. And that's Harold's son, right? And when I said this, like, when we first saw the shadow of Rox and Loki, and I said this, so many people said, no, oh my god, Rox is evil, no. It's looking more and more likely that that's the case. It's looking a lot more likely that that's what happened. I don't think Rox would just attack a kid for nothing. I don't think Rox just attacked Loki for the fucking hell of it. Because even Whitebeard was like, that was a bit harsh. You wouldn't say that to someone who would just do that naturally, you know what I mean? Whitebeard would know Rox. You know? I'm pretty sure what Rox was doing was he was worried Loki would actually kill himself. As Harold's child, he was worried Harold would lose a child because of him. So he had to beat his stupid ass up to get him to stop following him. And now it's really looking like that's the case because we are literally watching Loki nearly die because of it. Also, the Davy back fight is about respect. Davy back... Oh, we got another one. Thank you for the donations,
I'm saying
by the
it
way,
works
Regina.
either way. Not that he's evil. The fact is mentions Garp, Roger, and Rocks too, which lines up with the faction trio all this time. What if Rocks thought ruling the world would be side effect of his goal? God Valley motivation clicks too.
But I don't believe that Rocks thought ruling the world would be a side effect, because he's quite openly stated that's his goal, you know? If it were a side effect, he wouldn't have even said it. But he has stated he's going to take on the world. You know what I mean? I don't believe that's a side effect. That's like Luffy thinking claiming the One Piece would make King of the Pirates a side effect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Holy Lands to Rocks is the One Piece. And then King of the World, basically, ruler of the world, is the goal. I do not believe that he thinks that's a side effect. I'm pretty sure that's what he wants. Harold did ask, Rox did ask Harold, why aren't you using Elbaf's strength to just bash everything? But then Harold told him why. And then Rox probably said, all right, you got a point. And now Kaido is saying that, and Harold is saying, no, shut up. As in, he's heard Harold out, and he's talking to Kaido like, you're saying what I said, and Harold's told me why, and you don't get it, so shut up. Like, that sounds to me like he's taken to heart what Harold told him, and he's not letting some stupid kid like Kaido, like, go, well, we should just use their strength, you know? Because Harold said, no, we're making a new dawn in Elbaf. I think Rox respects that. But as I was saying, the Davy back fight is an honorable fight. You can choose if you want to do it or not. Do we remember this? Not only that, when Nami was like, if we just take the captain, it's over. Remember, everyone, even Nami's own crew, was like, no, that's dishonorable. We can't do that. I don't know why the Davy back fight is seen as like not honorable and dirty when it's like the most like contract obligation thing ever. Like, it's literally like we are agreeing to this, you know? Yeah, only your word binds it. Because I can tell you right now, the reason I'd be a shit pirate is because if I was stuck in the Davy back fight and they said, I choose you, no. Like, I'd be like, no. I didn't agree to this. I'm not going over there. Like, and then suddenly I'd be booed because I just said no. It's literally just your word.
Well, Luffy said he has a true goal after Pirate King, so what if ruling the world is the smaller goal in order to defeat the nobles his true goal? But yeah, now we know Rox wasn't at God Valley by accident. He was going after the nobles.
Luffy has a dream after Pirate King, but Pirate King's the goal. So he has a goal, and that's Pirate King, and then he has a dream. But I'm gonna be king of the pirates? You don't shout that if that's a side quest, you know? Like, you know what I mean, right? I understand what you're saying, but Luffy 100%, like, Luffy's goal is king of the pirates. He shouts that all the time. So that's his goal. It's the same thing as Rox. Rox has said this twice now. It's definitely not. But I don't believe it's progression either, Redeemer, is the thing. Because this is what they're shouting all the time. If it's progression, it's like, oh, I guess I'll get to that point. But that's not what they're doing. They're saying, this is what I'm going to get to. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I don't think that's progression. Like, it's not a promotion. You know what I mean? This is what they're aiming for. So I see what you're saying, but I just don't agree with how you're wording it. Because I would never say that, oh, King of the Pirates is natural progression from the One Piece. Because to Luffy, it's not. To Luffy, One Piece is what he needs to be King of the Pirates. And that is what he wants. Rox has said twice, he's going to take on the world. He's going to rule the world. I'll show you the peak of the world. That's not natural progression. That's him saying, I'm going to get this. Like, you know what I mean? But I think the reason Garp and Roger and Rox are all linked at God Valley is because they were all there, you know? Because I am now honestly thinking a lot more that Imu was possessing Rox. Because Imu clearly had it out for Rox. Because Rox broke into his fucking flower room. If I was chilling in my flower room of safety and this bitch popped up, that would piss me off. And I would go after that guy, you know what I mean? If I thought my room was super secure and some guy popped in and said, I see you, and then they left, I'm finding them. Like, I'm finding them and I'm killing them and I'm ruining their life. That's what Imu's doing. I honestly think Rox was possessed because what I'm seeing here is Rox did not play dirty. I cannot see why Roger would fight Rox because I do think Rox and Roger had a good relationship. I do not think Rox was sneaky. I do not think Rox played dirty. I think Rox played pretty fairly as a pirate. I think he played what is probably the most honorable word of promise game ever you could for pirates. And he went about things with friends because he said Harold's my pal. I haven't seen Blackbeard do that. Blackbeard doesn't call them friends. He openly says we don't have to be friends. Like, he openly said that. Blackbeard does not believe in fucking friendship. That's why he's the anti-Luffy. But Rox clearly does. Unless Rox on God Valley says, I didn't like anybody. I didn't like anybody. I was tricking them. Like, unless he does that, I do not see Rox as anyone who was dirty and filthy and played unfairly at all. At this point in time, not at all. But why does he dress so much like useless men? A smiling friends character. The genius! What did I think of that? Did Rox ever lose in the Davy backfight? Obviously not, if he's got this crew. But, because I just don't think Roger and Rox hated each other. I really don't. But, anyway, I don't know who the fuck Silver Axe is, by the way. Who is that? So have we met this guy? Have we met a Silver Axe? Do we know him? I thought he was going to be like Gabon's rival or some shit because he had an axe. A character from Thriller Bark. He's been mentioned twice. Okay. Oh, so he is part of the crew. Is it possible this guy could be an undercover marine? If he's been mentioned twice and he was mentioned once by Sengoku? Is that possible? Never not possible. I don't know. He gives me marine vibes. I'm just looking at him and I don't like him. Like, I don't know about this man. I'm fishing for ops. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I've just met this guy and I already don't get good vibes. I don't get good vibes. Shiki's rival? Nuh-uh. Only Sengoku mentioned him? Nuh-uh. I don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with him. Was there anything else I had to mention? Oda, what does it mean? Why did you draw Shaki in a Sanji pose? What does it mean? What does it mean? Oh, what does it mean? This is pissing me off. But yeah, so I can see why. So I assume what happened is Rox won the Davy Backs fight with the Kuja Pirates, and he took Gloriosa, and Shaki then had to take charge of the ship. I'm guessing that's what happened. Roger always gets treated like shit by people, and I don't know why. Because it's like, what the fuck is Rayleigh doing? Because that's the thing. Okay, so Roger got goo gagaed by Shaki. Rayleigh's not doing shit in that moment. I don't see him fighting her. Like, like what? How? I don't get it. He's just standing there. Like, there's no guarantee that Rayleigh can fight her either. In fact, if anything, this is telling me he just gave up instantly. Because he was like, I can't win against her either. He's scared of her, man. Look at her. Look at him. He's scared of her. Like, why is that any better than Roger? He knows Roger deserves that. But Glory also liking Roger, yeah. I get it, girl. I so get it. I would be pissed if Roger didn't look at me. I get it. I really get it. But I do like that Gloriosa and Roger kind of had that back and forth as well. They never treat Roger right. Look, someone here is the king of the pirates, and it's Roger. So, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. That's my man. My man, the king of the pirates. And the other one is my wife. I just think it's super cute, the first mate to first mate, like, you know, connection. That is super cute. But yeah, I was talking about this. So someone said to me that they think first mate is an old pirate thing and is something the older generation did because it was more in line with like hierarchies.
Also, being a hitman, Silver Axe is finally the next bounty hunter we've seen in
You're
ages.
being very generous.
Finally, bounty hunter representation again. Also, I like to think that Luffy is destined to be king because he has the best parts of Roger and Rox. Stubborn, selfless, etc.
You think Silver Axe is a bounty hunter, or wait, are you just guessing that Silver Axe is a bounty hunter, or were we told this somewhere? A hitman. Hang on, were we told this, or is this something you're theorizing? What's going on? Wait, hang on. Hitman, bounty hunter, where's this coming from? Because they're a mobster? In his box, it says mobster. What do you mean? It says mobster Kyo, future Silver Axe in his box. In the dialogue. Oh, the hitman. Sorry, I'm an idiot. When they said hitman, I thought it's... Because he's hitting a man! I read that as like, oh, he hit a man! Oh my god. Oh, I can't read. I can't read. I'm so sorry. But it's not... to be fair, it's not one word. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I was like, hitman, where? He's sure hitting a man.
Whack his pee-pee.
Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, hitman doesn't equal bounty hunter. That much is true. I'm so sorry. Hit woman. God. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I mean, it's not like he's called a pirate hunter, is he? But I agree with the Luffy thing. I mean, the difference between a hitman and a bounty hunter is a bounty hunter usually works on their own accord to hunt bounties. A hitman is hired. That's usually the difference. Hit non-binary. Shut the fuck up. It's usually self-employed versus employed by an outside source. Also, yeah, a bounty hunter doesn't have to kill people. That's true. They can just bring them in. What was I talking about? Okay. First mate stuff. Someone said, let me finish this thought. Someone said to me they think first mate is an old generation thing because it implies hierarchy and the new generation are moving away from that. And I think that's true. I think that's fine, Redeemer. You really you were really generous there, but I really appreciate your takes. But I think that's true. I think the newer generations are moving from first mates. I don't think they have them anymore because, again, a first mate implies hierarchy within a crew. And pirates, the only hierarchy a pirate crew should really have is captain. But even then, the captain can be vetoed by the crew. Once again, if the crew, like, isn't listening to everyone. Because that's what I've talked about that Luffy learns in Water 7. What Luffy not only learns in Water 7, but in Alabasta as well, is crew opinion. But if you are a captain that just, like, demands for yourself and not for the crew, your crew is bound to fall apart. Because as a captain, you are shouldering everyone and their dreams on your shoulders, right? So if you simply demand your crew or command your crew with no like idea or no respect for their own opinions and their own persons, you're kind of also throwing their dreams aside as well, right? So that's what Luffy had to learn in Water 7. And that's something I really, 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 really like about Water 7 is when he was deciding on the Mary, he didn't ask anybody about anything. And I really, really love when Sanji and Zoro are talking to each other and you have Luffy thinking in the distance. And Sanji's like, should we go after Frankie to Zoro? And Zoro says, well, where? As in, you know, where is he? Where do we go? And Sanji goes, okay, good point. And then Sanji says, and we also have to think about Robin and the Mary. And then he says, we'll talk about this all back on the ship, right? But then Luffy suddenly says, I've made my decision about the Mary. And Sanji is surprised because Sanji was clearly thinking, we're going to talk all about this as a crew back on the ship. But Luffy just immediately made the decision without talking to anybody, without getting input from anyone. And don't get me wrong, the crew agreed with the decision that the Mary had to be replaced. But the issue is Luffy didn't let them all sit in a circle and talk about it. That's what he needed to do. That's why, even though they agreed with what Luffy's decision ultimately was, they didn't agree with how Luffy went about it. Because it felt way too, you know, it's only me. It's only me. I'm the only one that gets to make this choice. And Mary was a crew member. The Mary was a crewmate, was a friend to all of them. Not just to Luffy, which is why when Luffy was like, it was tough for me too. It was tough for all the crewmate. That's again why when things were getting heated and when Luffy was like, oh my god, fine if you want to leave, Sanji fucking kicked him. Because they were like, this is not the way you go about this. You're starting to get too hot-headed. You're starting to become way too authoritative and you are not beginning to think about your crew as a whole right now. You're just putting it all on yourself, which is not what you should be doing. And that's also why Zoro was like, you can't back out. Once you've made the decision, we have to stand by that. As in, you make the decision, that's fine, but we need to stand by that as well because you are our captain. Hence, if you don't talk about it with us, once you've made that decision, we have no choice, right? That's why it's so important to have crew opinion and why it's so important the Straw Hats work as they do. And one of my absolute favorite scenes after Usopp leaves is when they talk about what happened with Robin and Robin framing them for the murder of the attempted assassination of Iceberg. What do? They all sit in a circle because Sanji's gone off to follow Robin. He's made that decision on his own. But they all sit in a circle and talk about what they should do. right? You have Zoro saying, well, I guess here are the different outcomes. And then Chopper going, oh, does that mean Robin sold us out? And Zoro says, well, that's only like the worst outcome. And then Nami says, look, I'm fine going to the Galila house or whatever the fuck, but I'm worried about what if this is happening? And then Chopper goes, oh, is she being like held hostage? And Nami goes, well, I don't know. And then Luffy is sitting there doing this. He's going, And then they all talk it out. And Luffy says, all right, we're going over to get Robin, right? We're going to find out what's going on. Literally directly after that, a whole fighting scene with Usopp. And after Luffy himself made the decision about Mary, they go on to a scene where they all sit in a circle and talk to each other. That's literally Luffy's growth, right? In that moment, which is why when I look at these old pirate crews and I see first mates were prevalent, and then when we look at new pirate crews and none of them have a first mate, Law doesn't have a first mate, Kid doesn't have a first mate, despite popular belief. Bonnie didn't have a first mate. She was a child, for God's sake. I don't even think she cared about that. I don't know about the other supernovas or worse gens. I don't think they had first mates either, at least none that I am aware of. None of the new generation, from my knowledge, have a first mate. And it's because this is an old... No, Beppo's the navigator, not the first mate. First mate is a role, not a title. Like, you can't be navigator and first mate. Once you're first mate, that's a role. Yeah, Buggy and Shanks had first mates, and they're right? They were raised by the previous generation. They admired Roger, and Roger had a first mate. Did Beige have one? I don't know if he did. But, anyway, case in point, everyone who Luffy tends to talk to and surround himself with within the new generation, they don't have first mates. And, Lord doesn't have a first mate, no. Lord does not have a first mate. You know when there's a first mate because they are introduced as first mate. As we can see right here with Shaki. She is quite literally introduced as Kuja Pirate's first mate. You can't read that, but that's how she's introduced. I don't know, maybe you can read that. Yeah. This is how Oda introduces a first mate. They are introduced like that. It's in their box. If they are not introduced like that, then they are not the first mate. It is an old pirates thing. And again, what I'm explaining is the reason it's an old pirates thing is because now the newer generation are not like wanting that type of hierarchy. Now the newer generation, they're not just making crews, they're making families. That's a big difference. And if you're someone like Luffy and you have a crew that you just adore, because here's something that you guys have to understand, first mate is an authoritative role. Authoritative. First mate means when the captain isn't there, everyone looks to the first mate to make the decision. Instinctive, or like just on principle, if you have a first mate, you are putting more trust in that person than the rest of the crew. And that's why someone like Luffy having a first mate is an issue. Because then he's saying, I'm pointing at you, and I'm saying I trust you more than anyone on the crew. And think of how that would affect the Straw Hats and their like dynamic. The reason the Straw Hats are all together is because they are a family, and Luffy trusts all of them to make the right decision in their own like areas. Luffy doesn't trust one person to make all the correct decisions once he's not there. Hell, he doesn't even trust himself to make all the correct decisions. Does he? He will look to other members of the crew for help. That's what he's learnt. To look to other members of the crew when it's their area of expertise and wonder, is this the correct thing that we should be doing? Don't get me wrong, sometimes Luffy gets his instincts all crazy and he jumps in. He does do that. But Luffy treats his crew as a family, right? The most hierarchy the crew has is Luffy as the captain, and even Luffy will listen to everyone because that's what a good captain does. Otherwise, you're gonna have your family fall apart, right? Right? He says it in Arlong Park. He says, I can't use a sword, I can't lie, I can't cook, I can't navigate, but I can beat you up, you know? He literally says it in Arlong Park. But the reason I'm looking at this and I'm seeing we have gotten a new first mate introduced to us is because I do think Oda's pushing it as this is an old pirate thing. Look at how far we've come. Look at the new generation of pirates. Look at why they're different. Look at why Luffy is like so special and shining in regards to the older generation. Why Luffy inspires hope, right? the same way Roger did, but with even more togetherness than before. Yeah, Usopp going, oi. Because if you make a new generation, right, you can't just create a new generation without changing something. If you create a new generation and they're just the exact same as the old generation, what's the point of the new generation? You're kind of at a stalemate, right? Like with progression, if the new generation is the same as the old generation, which is why it really frustrates me when people one-to-one the Roger Pirates with the Straw Hats and try to find all these one-to-ones, who connects with who in the Straw Hats and the Roger Pirates. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're never going to be the same because the Straw Hats are new. They're the new generation. That's the point. They're an extension. Exactly. They're like a progression from the old generation. That's why. That is why they are there, and that's why they're who they are. But pirates have definitely changed. Because remember when Whitebeard was, they were like, what do you want, Whitebeard? He was like, I want a family. Remember when he was laughed at for that? I feel like now we're seeing that pirates are just families now. They have just become families now. It's not something to laugh at anymore. Back in Whitebeard's day, it was like, baha, a pirate crew as a family. Like, that's what you want? Now it's like, fucking everyone's doing it. Everyone's pirate crew is their family now. And I can say that for a pretty hard fact because Lord definitely sees his crew as his family. Kid, 100% the way he treats Killer and the way all of the crew treat Killer as well. Luffy, obviously, that's his family. Like, it's except for Blackbeard, exactly. Which is why I'm looking at Blackbeard and I feel like I'm looking at someone who hasn't progressed. Which is another reason why he's the anti-Luffy, because he's stuck. He's stuck in the old ways. And it's going to ruin him because Luffy is a sign of the future. Luffy's the sign of progression, right? And then we look at Blackbeard, he's the opposite of that. And that feels like that's one of the reasons why Blackbeard is such like the anti-Luffy. The Antichrist. Pre-time to get Bellamy had one, fuck. But yeah, the reason Shanks and Buggy have first mates is because they looked up to Roger. Oda even said that Shanks's moves are from watching Roger. Shanks greatly looked up to Roger. He copied a lot of what Roger did. And Buggy clearly wanted to do the same, but he didn't think it was good enough. Which is just sad, isn't it? Man, tale of two clowns, I think, Shanks and Buggy. Blackbeard's becoming more interesting, but Rox is becoming a lot more interesting because for so long people thought Rox was the fucking Antichrist. For so long. In fact, I'm very interested in what Drorksho thinks of this chapter, if he's read it yet. Because when I was talking to him about this on his stream and I was talking about Rox, Drorksho said, but no one in One Piece gets anywhere by working in the shadows, by being shady. But now we are seeing Rox isn't working in the shadows. He's not just using people without them really being used. He's got friends and he's got pals and he stands up for them. So now I'm wondering what he thinks. Because Drorksho was, I think, somewhat on the side of, no, Rox is just a shady guy. But I think that's beginning to change. I do not believe that Rox is a shady guy now. Like, now I'm pretty sure with him saying Harold's my pal, we're not using Harold like that. Again, Blackbeard would do that. Blackbeard would 100% do that. But Rox clearly won't. Oh my god, you gotta stop
I'm not gonna lie,
me.
I thought I was done, but I have more to say now.
Taking you like your lunch
I
money.
think that Blackbeard misinterpreted what his father wanted and that's why he turned out the way he did. His father didn't want to rule the world for the reasons BB does it all.
I was thinking the same thing. Actually. Blackbeard misinterpreted what his father wanted, and that's why he turned out the way he did. His father didn't want to rule the world for the reasons Blackbeard did it all. See, that's my issue. When people look at Rox and they look at Blackbeard and they think these two are the same. That was my issue, because once again, blood relation isn't everything in One Piece. It's not everything in One Piece. We know this. Which is why I look at Blackbeard and I look at Rox and I see people going, oh, Blackbeard's just doing what Rox was doing, and I don't agree with that. I think we're assuming that's what Blackbeard is doing. But I agree with you. I think Blackbeard either misinterpreted what Rox wanted or Blackbeard thought Rox could do better. Blackbeard thought Rox should be worse, so he thought, I'm going to be the true ruler, and I'm actually going to fuck people up with it. I'm actually gonna, like... Because, like, Blackbeard owns slaves. From what I can see on Fullerled, Rox doesn't own slaves. At least I can't see that he does. It feels like Blackbeard is trying to embody the powers of the celestial dragons to me. Like he wants that power. I don't feel that from Rox. I feel like from Rox I'm getting, no, he fucking hates what the celestial dragons are doing. And he doesn't want them to exist point blank. Because like I said, I'm not seeing slaves. It was a pirate's paradise. What I'm seeing on Fullerled is literally where pirates can take refuge. Not like, oh yeah, we're just gonna kill people and take slaves on here. I think Blackbeard's turned it into something horrible. I feel Blackbeard wants to be a celestial dragon, but I feel more than that. I feel Blackbeard does want to rule the world, but I think Blackbeard wants to rule the world to, like, oppress it. I'm not feeling that Rox wants to rule the world because he wants to just control everyone. At least not yet, you know? Unless he says something different. I'm not seeing it yet. Because again, his relationship with Harold here is really specific. Because think about it, if Harold took over the world, if Rox took over the world, do you think he'd take Elbaf away from Harold? Do you think he'd demand the giants of Elbaf? Do you think he'd demand Harold listen to him? I don't think so. I don't think that's what Rox wants. I don't think Rox wants to rule the world for a great evil. Like, to be the new Imu, basically. I don't think that's what he wants. It's just, his relationship with Harold is so telling now to me. And again, unless Rox is like, no, I didn't actually care about Harold, haha, that bum. But I am seeing with his reaction to Kaido going, why don't you just crush him? Use their power and make him obey you. And Rox going, ew, no. I'm seeing that this man took Harold's idea of a future of Elbaf to heart. And he's defending his friend and his friend's ideals. That's what I'm seeing.
Meaning that in reality Luffy took on Roger's dream but will. Even if by accident or by coincidence via Robin. He took on Rock's goals alongside his own. Whereas BB just thinks he took on Rock's dream SM his will if you will. BDUMTSH.
Sorry, BB. Roger's dreams. He took on... That would be really interesting if... Actually, no, I'm really on board with that. That would be super interesting. If Blackbeard was an example of embodying someone's will and dreams, but you've totally misinterpreted their dreams. That would be really, really cool, because that, once again, would really parallel Luffy. Would really go against who Luffy is. That you're taking someone's will and dreams, but you're taking it the wrong way. That would really, really, like, mirror Luffy. I really like that, actually. I know I'm super on board with that. That Blackbeard just got Rox's idea wrong. Because I thought maybe what Blackbeard was dreams are beautiful, but if your dreams are to oppress people and to ruin someone else's life, that's not a dream. That's just fucking, you know, being power hungry, basically. That's being a monster. But if it's no, Rox had a dream, and it was a beautiful dream, but his own son took it and twisted it, and was like, look, Dad, look at me. That would be awesome, if that really fucked him up. You know what that means? Buggy being Rox's second kid stocks her up, and you want to know why? Because you know who he is? Getting people swarming to them and going, Buggy will rule the world, and genuinely likes them. Buggy the fucking clown. Buggy D Clown is doing that, baby. This further to me says Blackbeard is one side of rocks and Buggy's the other. This is further pushing my theory that Buggy and Blackbeard are half brothers. They're half brothers and they've both embodied a different side of rocks. One, they both have his charisma in a way, but one has like an actual genuine want now to actually want to help and push people to their dreams, because Buggy does. And the other one is just, no, we're just going to use each other. Right? Because think about it. Look at what Rox is saying here. Listen up, folks. Elbaf is the key to taking down the Holy Land. If you don't trust me on that, get lost. It's up to you whether you or not you want to follow me on the fateful day of our mission. But if you've got the stones for it, then stick around with me for a bit. I'll show you the peak of the world. Now go back to Buggy's speech, back when all the emperors were being reintroduced to us after Wano. I remember what Buggy said when someone said, Buggy's world, and Buggy said, don't you mean our world? Here we go. I'm telling you, it's starting. I'm telling you, this speech sounds Buggy to me. This sounds Buggy to me. I'm feeling Buggy D Clown. I'm feeling Buggy D Zebek. I'm feeling it. Wait, is Zebek his last or first name? Rock Zebek? No, Zebek's his family name. Buggy D Zebek. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's happening, man. It feels like Buggy has once again accidentally stumbled onto the right thing.
You're right.
Buggy keeps
if BB is a mirror of Luffy, then Buggy is
right
like a rotation of him.
Idea.
He's a flipped version of Roxwell by not having his goals but acting just like he did. It makes so much sense.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. Does anyone else want to donate so I don't keep stealing Redeemer of Dark's lunch money? Guys, Redeemer, you don't have to keep doing this. Please, I want you to eat this week. Like, I'm beating you up, sitting on your hands. You're right. If Blackbeard is a mirror of Luffy, then Buggy is like a rotation of him. He's a flipped version of Rock's will by not having his goals but acting just like he did. It makes so much sense. One of the reasons also why I really like Buggy is Buggy is a showing of, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what's happened to you, it doesn't matter who you are, any time in your life, your will and your ambition can be picked back up. That's why I loved Buggy's chapter. Well, thank you, Kason. Fine.
Fine, LMAO. Fine,
thank you. But that's why I loved... Oh, Rox is the family name. My bad. Rox D. Buggy. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, Buggy Rox! Oda's saying Buggy rocks. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Buggy rocks. But that's one of the reasons why I absolutely loved Buggy's chapter and why I was like, Oda's a fucking incredible writer. Like, I thought he was a very good writer for a long time, obviously, but that really cemented it, that he's taken a character like Buggy over all these years and he's flipped him on his head. And he's taken Buggy from being a coward, a filthy pirate, a clown, to, no, I'm actually disappointed in my life. I'm upset at where I am right now. I never wanted this to be my life. Who am I? I don't even know who I am anymore. And then he picks himself back up and he says, I want to be Pirate King. I want to be someone I like, you know? I want to be able to inspire people. And that's one of the reasons I like Buggy so much, because he's like a fucking old clown. He's an old clown who gave up on his dreams at the ripe old age of like 5. Like, he was like 5 years old and he saw Shanks and he went, fuck, I can't be like that. I give up. I'm just going to put it all on Shanks. And then he's like 40 and he's washed. And then he realizes, I'm at rock fucking bottom. I'm at rock bottom. Not a pun on Rox's name. I want to be more than this. Fuck it. I'm going after the One Piece. I am Buggy the Clown, man. Like, I think that's so inspirational. I love that. Just the way Buggy is flipped on his head and he suddenly becomes a character so full of ambition and so full of motivation. He's a totally changed person because he wants something. God damn it, he wants something. But the most ironic part is it's still Shanks that pushed that because he heard Shanks was going after the One Piece and he went, why now? Shanks, why now? And that pushed him to be like, fuck it. If he's gone for it after all these years, so can I. Like, I just think that's awesome. But yeah, so I think Buggy and Blackbeard are going to be two sides of Rocks. I still think Buggy is a son of Rocks, of Zebek. I still think that. I'm gunning for it. I see it. I see it in my mind's eye. Also, Rox's poster looked like Buggy's, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know, it's stacking up to me. It's stacking up to me. Also, for some reason, I don't know why this is the case. If Buggy is Rox's son, I think that'll make him skyrocket in the power scaling spaces. I don't know why that means anything. But if Buggy is Rox's son, stocks are up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh my god,
Wait, get
Redeemer,
this.
please.
It's a drink punk. Zybeka. Which sounds very similar and wouldn't be the first time Oda referred to something similar wording-wise. Pale lager from Spain. On the rocks means over ice. Rocks D Zebek is an alcohol pun, wordplay.
It's an alcohol pun wordplay. What, so he drinks? Are you saying Buggy may be an alcoholic? If he's related? It's a drink pun. I do like that though. I didn't know that that's where his pun came from. They called Buggy Barley. What if Buggy's name was originally Barley? And then the rocks, sorry, Roger started calling him Buggy. That would be funny. Wouldn't that be such a Buggy thing that he's accidentally stumbled onto the name Buggy the Clown? I do wonder if we're gonna see who because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Rox's, well, either gonna see Rox's, like, I don't want to say wife, I feel like he didn't marry her, but I feel like we're gonna see Blackbeard's mum, and Whitebeard took on Blackbeard as his own because Rox died. But then what if Roger took the other one? What if there were two and Roger took the other one? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because where the fuck did Buggy come from? That's, to me, one of the greatest mysteries in One Piece. Where did Buggy come from? Why is he the only one in One Piece with that big bulbous nose? It's like how Sanji was the only one with the curly eyebrow. Duval aside, but the eyebrow did not look like Sanji's. So it's like, why is Buggy the only one with a clown nose? And he says it's natural. Where the hell has this come from? Shanks, we know, was found in a treasure chest and got... At this point, who cares? Shanks isn't a mystery anymore. At this point, Shanks, we know. We know, Shanks. We know where you came from. Now, where did your clown come from? I need to know this. Did he like, pop out of, like, a little car with, like, 20 other clown babies? Like, where did this clown come from? I think the nose will be plot relevant because he's the only...
Damn it, one more thing. That
Your
also
lunch
means
money.
that, going with my analogy of a former revolutionary, that it would play into Roger being a pirate that raised other faction people. Roger raised Buggy, who would have become like Rocks, maybe, and Shanks a celestial.
Hang on, that also means that going with your analogy of a former revolutionary. Who's the former revolutionary? That it would play into Roger being a pirate that raised other faction people? But why would Roger want to raise Shanks to be a celestial? Unless you're saying he raised Shanks because he was of celestial heritage. Oh, pre-revolutionary. Okay. I see. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I gotcha. So you're saying Roger was just raising kids from different corners of the globe? That's... I feel like he more so just stumbled upon them, because I think we know he just stumbled upon Shanks. But I say that very loosely because that was within Film Red, and Film Red's canon can be changed at any time. Like, Film Red is like pseudo-canon, you know? It can be changed at any time. Well, here's what I think. I think they found Buggy as a baby on Laugh Tale.
Redeemer let other people waste money. Also, I am not sure if Roger knew Shanks was a Celestial.
No, I think Roger knew Shanks was a Celestial, and I think that because Gabon said Shanks, you're a child of fate. I don't know what else that could mean. But, what was I saying? I lost it now. Oh yeah, I think he found Buggy on Laugh Tale, because we know they went to Laugh Tale without the poneglyphs first, and they were like, this is fucked. They were like, this is fucked, we can't see anything because we didn't follow the right path. So I think Laugh Tale is where they found him. Sorry, Lodestar? My bad. Yeah, whatever. Wherever the island was that they went to, and they were like, no, we need to follow the poneglyphs that Roger told Odin about. Did your donation go through? It should have. Did you use the right link? I hope so. Oh my goodness. I can see you've donated before, Milkshake. I'm not sure why it didn't pop up. I mean, first of all, I appreciate it. Second of all, tell me what you said, Milkshake. I'll listen. I'll read it out to the class. Whatever. But yeah, the thing with Mihawk being Shaki and Rayleigh's baby, the reason I don't like that is because, again, their kid was Hachi. I think a lot of people forgot that Shaki and Rayleigh raised Hachi. They literally said, like, we raised Hachi together when Hachi was a babe. And Hachi then went off and joined the Arlong, or the Sun Pirates. So that would mean Hachi would know Mihawk, because they would have been around at the same time. You were just throwing me money. Oh, well, thank you. I'm not sure why I don't see it then. Hang on, I'm checking all my emails. I don't see it, but I'm sure something will pop up. Anyway. Who raised Buggy and Shanks then? What? Buggy and Shanks were raised by Roger and Rayleigh when they were young. Roger, Rayleigh, Gabon, and all the Roger crew. What's the question? Sorry, why is this confusing? Wait, that also doesn't make sense, because aren't Shanks and Mihawk like the same age? How can Rayleigh and Shaki have a kid the same age as Shanks while Rayleigh was busy raising Shanks? Yeah, I don't know. There's too many holes in this. There's too many holes in Shaki and Rayleigh having a kid, and it's Mihawk. Devil Fruit Son. Mihawk being just a guy. What if he is just a guy? Sorry, I'm tickled pink that Rayleigh is like scared of Shaki. I was really hoping for this. I was hoping that either Rayleigh and Shaki like met because Rayleigh was like crying in a bar over Roger and Shaki was like, oh, I need him. Or that Rayleigh was like scared of her. I'm so happy he was scared of her. Good. As he should be. As he should be. But even Roger was... But do you guys see why I say these parallels being one-to-one are so stupid? Because people are saying, oh, the Rayleigh reaction is like Zoro. But the reason I don't agree is because that's like Luffy. Because Roger is susceptible to Shaki. But Luffy is the one that's not susceptible to like the Boa ladies. Which is why I'm like, one-to-oneing them is just so stupid. Because there are parallels, don't get me wrong. But I don't understand why people are like, oh, that's exactly like that. Right? And I understand the face and the expression, but Luffy and Roger are supposed to be the two that parallel each other, and yet Roger is being swept up by Shaki. Don't get me wrong, I have no idea what Zoro's reaction would be to Boa, because Zoro's never met Boa. But that would be, like... Well, first of all, Boa wouldn't fucking like Zoro. Boa wouldn't give a fuck about Zoro, first of all. Hancock, sorry. She wouldn't give a fuck about him. Oh my god. She could not stand him. Well, Hancock cannot stand people being around Luffy, but the funniest part about it is she especially can't stand men being around Luffy. It really pisses her off. I always say this, there are so many people that think the anime only did this, by the way. The anime only made it that Boa got jealous of Nami and Robin. That's not in the manga. Toei made that up. Why would Hancock give a fuck about women being around Luffy when she's literally raised on an island of women? Hancock trusts women. She fucking hates men. She hates men. Like, she cannot stand men. She thinks men are fucking evil. But women she's chill with. If anything, she'd see Nami and Robin on Luffy's crew and say, oh, thank God. Someone he can trust. Like, she wouldn't be jealous about women. She'd be super, super upset at all the men around Luffy. Like, she even did that with Jinbei. She was like, Jinbei, don't fucking touch the food I made for Luffy. Evil men will corrupt poor Luffy. I've always said this, and I always said this could be Oda's greatest bit if he ever went through with it. Oda's greatest bit could be the most beautiful woman in the world hates Sanji because Sanji cooks for Luffy and Luffy loves Sanji's cooking, and Hancock learnt how to cook for Luffy because Hancock believed that cooking was the best way to get Luffy to notice and like her. However, Luffy's fucking obsessed with his cook. That could be the funniest gag Oda has if he goes through with that, if he ever does that. That Sanji, like the most beautiful woman in the world, hates Sanji because she sees him as competition for Luffy because he's Luffy's cook and she learned to cook for Luffy. If Oda wasn't a coward, he'd go through with that. Stock's going up. Sanji, her greatest rival, literally. And he doesn't even know why. He has no idea why. And it's just because he's Luffy's cook. Right? Also, Oda doesn't make women fight each other, especially over men. That's one of the reasons why I like One Piece. The closest he ever got was Lola and Nami. But even that turned into, no girl, I'll help you. He's never made women like fight and hate each other over men. That's never happened. I'm talking about because they like a man. That's never happened. That's not something he ever writes. It's one of the reasons I really like One Piece. Because you'd be fucking shocked how that happens everywhere else. And it's like, oh my god, I'm sick of seeing this fucking shit. I'm sick of seeing women hate each other because of a man they like. I'm just sick of it. And it also wasn't even technically Lola, yeah. Also, Nami liked Khalifa. She was just kind of devious. But, look, for my own disgusting yaoi agenda, and I know guys are gonna roll their eyes at this. I don't care. I don't care. What if someone is like, she said this. You know what? Yeah. If we're gonna go with the Rayleigh Zoro parallels, let's fucking do it. If Rayleigh has married a woman that is just like Sanji. She fights with her legs, she smokes, she has a whole lovey-dovey thing going on, and she owns a bar. There we fucking go. So put that in your theory crafting. If you're gonna one-to-one Rayleigh, let's play this fucking game. Let's play this fucking game. Let's do it. We're gonna go for it. Oh yeah, makes the captain swoon. We won. We've won. We've won. We did it, boys. We did it, boys. That's it. Their end game. Their end game. Two can play your game. I've played these games before. We got him, boys. Rayleigh married a Sanji parallel. But look, I'm always standing by the opinion that the wings are all supposed to represent each other. Because once again, Gaban has that move. It's like 1,000 / move or something. I still think Zoro's going to use that move. Because Zoro does have a tendency of seeing a move and copying it if he likes it. He did that with Kinemon. Remember, he saw Kinemon cut fire and he said, yeah, I fuck with that. I'll take that. I'm pretty sure he's done it before, but I can't remember with who. But he's copied moves before, and Zoro was there to see Gaban's like 1,000 cut slice move, whatever the fuck it was. And I saw that and I thought, that's a real Zoro move, that one. It's literally called 1,000 slices or infinity slices. It was like a crazy move name. And I'm telling you, I think it's fully possible Zoro's gonna learn that. Because who else is gonna learn the fucking infinity cut move if not the guy with 3 swords? Like, you know what I mean? I think it's fully possible. And then I think if that does happen, I think people are gonna be in a whole tiffy about it. Because everyone is obsessed with one-to-oneing the Roger Pirates with the Straw Hats. And I'm telling you, that's why it's causing all these fights. Because they're trying to one-to-one them. And I keep saying they don't one-to-one each other. They're all interconnected. You gotta let that go. It's not gonna happen. Zoro learned from the monkeys. That's why I really like it, because he's not going for the route of carbon copies. Exactly. That's exactly it. Also, I saw someone say, and this is why this shit pisses me off. I just saw someone say, people are saying Zoro would be invulnerable to Hancock because of Rayleigh's reaction to Shucky. Once again, Roger is the one paralleled with Luffy. And Roger is not invulnerable to Shucky. But Luffy is invulnerable to Hancock. So once again, where the fuck is this logic coming from? It's just... this logic is nonsense. It's just such nonsense logic. They are not the same people, guys. Like, I've had it. I've had it. I think Sanji's taken all the simp energy from the Roger Pirates onto himself. I think Sanji's taken all of it, including Shucky. Oh my god, a beautiful rainbow. Thank you. I'm sure that's gonna pop up. Did it pop up? I couldn't see it. I see you. What's your name? Irascended Kitten. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. There are parallels, so we must directly compare. Yeah. Yep. But, oh god, now I'm thinking about Zoro and Sanji again. I just love the way they've been created. Sorry. I love the way they've been created. I love them because I just really like how everything about them parallels each other. I really fuck with that a lot. A lot. I really, really fuck with that. Because one of my favorite things, I talked about it, is like I said, both of their different eyes are covered, like, and shown so they can like look at each other when they fucking when they butt heads. But one of my other favorite things is one only uses their upper body to fight and the other one only uses their lower body to fight. They've just been made to complement each other in every single way. I love that shit. I really love that shit. Like, I look at Zoro and Sanji and I'm like, these are two characters that Oda has put a lot of thought into to be able to complement each other. It's why I like them so much. Not in a gay way, although I do like them in a gay way, but just in a writing way. In a character writing way, they are done so well. I just love it. Sorry, kicks. No, I like Roger. But yeah, so anyway, so theories that I have coming out of this. Theories that we have coming out of this for me is I still stand by that Rox didn't harm Loki just because he's a fucking evil monster, but because Harold was his friend and he didn't want Loki to die trying to chase him. I'm still standing by my crackpot theory of Chitoma is a pre-transition crocodile. I'm standing by my crackpot theory, even if I'm wrong. I'll happily go down with that. And Rox and Roger were actually frenemies. They didn't hate each other, and Rox is not the evil bum that people think he is. Rox was taken over on God Valley by Imu, and that's why Roger and Garp had to fight him. I just do not see Rox fighting Roger of his own volition right now. Right now. Don't forget that can change, but what I'm seeing of his character right now is not a guy who would just fight Roger just because. It's not what I'm seeing. It's not what I'm seeing. Would just fight Roger because fuck you, Roger. Like, I'm not seeing that.
Howdy do, boys.
But yeah, those are all of my my thoughts to come out of this chapter. Also, seeing Shaki and like young Shaki and young Roger on the same panel together. They're so attractive. Oh, they're so attractive. I love Roger. Roger and Rayleigh and and Gavan. Oh my god, why are the Roger pirates so hot? Why are they so big, sexy? It really pisses me off. Like, what is going on? Oh my god. I'm so attracted to Roger. It's kind of dangerous. Rayleigh as well, of course, but I don't get to see as much of Roger as I do of Rayleigh. So, woo mama. Woo mama. Sorry. Shaki appearing by opening the door with her leg and saying, "Who are you expecting to seize?" Fuck, Oda loves soap operas, doesn't he? He loves soap operas. This is so soap opera. So soap opera of him. Who are you expecting to seize? I can see this on a stage, you know, like... That is so funny. It's just beautiful. Sorry, I also really like Gloriosa as well. She got a bit overshadowed because of Shaki appearance, but I do love her a lot. Anyway. Oh, sorry, the review videos are coming back. I'm just very busy right now. I barely have time to make, like, my proper essay videos right now. Sorry, I'll brief you guys. For those who don't know, I'm on like the house hunt right now. I guess I should say apartment hunt. And as you know, it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of time looking at places. It's a lot of talking to agents, and it's a lot of just mental stress. So I haven't been able to work to my full capacity like I used to, because it's just been a very, very busy time over this year. It's been all this year, I need you guys to know. So the chapter reviews will be back, I promise. It's just I can't even keep up with like one video essay a month right now. It's been quite tough. But this is why thank you a lot like for supporting me. It's why it means a lot. Like these times when I can't release these videos is when like your support means the most, such as just watching these streams or subscribing or Patreon or tipping. Any of this always really supports me a lot, again, which is why I super really appreciate it, and why I'm always surprised so many of you come here to like watch this stuff. Every chapter review, there are so many of you guys here. It's shocking, honestly, but I really do appreciate it. Like, why the hell do you care about my opinion? What the fuck do you care about what I have to say about this series? But thank you nonetheless. I appreciate it, even if I might be crazy and gay-brained, yaoi-brained, and woman or wooga-brained. I appreciate it. So yeah, I thank you for stopping by, and thank you for talking with me. And that's it. That's just the up-to-date, and I have nothing else to say. So I'll get in my box. In I go. Oh. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I will see you guys. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to stay up 24 hours to fix my sleeping schedule. Oh, wish me luck. Oh my god, wish me luck. And I'll probably see you guys the day after next. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Redeemer of Dark. I'm sorry for stealing your lunch money. Bye. Bye.